What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be doing 7 on Sunday. 7 on Sunday is a Goodreads group created by Grace from G Swizzle, and I'll leave a link to both Grace's channel and the Goodreads group in the description box below. This week's topic are our favourite book covers released in 2021, and oh my god. Okay, first, you guys are gonna come for me in the comments because I have really fucking weird taste. Soz, not soz. And 2, this was really hard. This was so hard to narrow down to 7 books. I've tried my best to pick ones that I love with my entire heart and soul. There is one that's a little bit of a cheat, and I'll explain why when we get to it. So let's dive into the 7 book covers that I think are the most beautiful that got released in 2021. I'm going to start with the 4 that I haven't actually went and bought the books as of yet, so I will have pictures up here. The first book that I want to talk about is Root Magic by Enid Royce. This cover is just so stunning. The second I saw it, I knew that it was a whimsical middle grade, and I am so excited to get to it. Obviously, we have not done that as of yet, but this cover is absolutely stunning, and it is definitely one of my favorites. Every time I think of Root Magic or middle grades, this is one that springs to mind because the cover is just so stunning. It has stuck with me since its release. The next is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This is just really beautiful color schemes. I love the bottle and the intricate design around it. Whoo ha! Every time I see that cover, I'm instantly drawn in. I don't read a lot of historical fiction, so I have been very, very nervous to pick it up, but it's a lot of vibes that I would be here for, so I'm curious to get to it, but it's absolutely one of my favorite covers. I don't know why, because it's not my usual wheelhouse of things that I like, but it keeps calling to me and I find it absolutely stunning. The next is A Spindle Splintered by Alex E. Harrow. So I know this is not going to be everyone's favorite, but I love it. The fairy tale vibes that you get from it immediately, the pricking knowing that it is a sleeping beauty with hitting the top of the tower, the details down the bottom of all just the little hints of what's included, just I love shit like this so much. So I know aesthetically it's probably not it's not the first cover that I'm drawn to in terms of the overall image, but going into that deep diving and seeing that's definitely why it's one of my favorite covers that got released this year. And then I have Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. This screams witchy vibes. Everything about it just seems so fun, and having the smoky wispy bits between the hands just really sum up the vibes that it's going for, and I love these color schemes. And yeah, this one's just one that keeps calling my attention, and I don't always think of it when I'm thinking of beautiful covers, but then I see it, I'm like, oh, that is stunning. And then into books that I have myself. The first being The Book Smugglers by Anna James, which is the 4th in the Pages & Co. The main reason this is on here is because this is my favorite fucking color. I absolutely adore it. And then to pair it with the magenta end pages, just yes. And then under the dust jacket, having this continuation of the fairy tale design, it just absolutely blows my mind every single time, and I absolutely adore it. Also, the images on the backs are really cute illustrations, and yes, I adore this series, and I love that the covers are just so whimsical, again with the details on what we're going to find in the story, just fill me with joy. Also, this reminds me of my favorite version of the Matilda Turns 30 editions, which have this color mixed with these end pages. So every time I look at it, I'm reminded of Matilda as well, and it's like my own form of book wandering. Then my little cheat is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. So obviously this book has been making its rounds. I wasn't going to get it, even though I was intrigued in the plot. This cover doesn't really do anything for me. This, however, holy lordy, I love it so much. I've recently gone through and taken off all the dust jackets for most of my hardcovers. There are still some floating on my favorite shelves and my red shelves that are still with the dust jacket on, but for that shelf there, I've taken them all off. This sits on there with its beautiful spine with the intricate designs just peeping on through, and I absolutely love this cover that's underneath the dust jacket. So a little bit of a cheat because it's technically not this one that's my favorite or most beautiful, but underneath oh my god, so stunning. I was worried that it was actually going to sell out because it was only for a limited run, so I ended up caving and getting it, and I am excited to get to it. The plot does intrigue me. This was certainly just a under the dust jacket cover buy. And then finally, a book that I have 2 editions of is The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers. So my friend Jacqueline bought me the paperback when it was released so I could immediately read it, which I'm super thankful for, and then Ash kindly went and got me the hardcover edition when it came out, as it was going to take a while to get to us because those end pages are stunning. I love the purple that's under the dust jacket, and then the cover itself. I've always been really in awe of the galaxy themed with the different tones that Becky Chambers uses, and this is my favorite of that collection, just with the purples and the blues. It's so stunning. I was also going to include a Psalm for the Wild Bill, which is a very different vibe, but low-key here for it. But yeah, this just, holy shit. The second I saw this cover, I was like, fuck it. I was sold already because I love this series, and then for this beauty, this masterpiece to come into my life, I'm so happy with this. So these are 3 out of my 7 favorite book covers that got released in 2021 because they are absolutely stunning. Let me know in the comments, what was one of your favorite covers that got released this year? I'm very curious to see what you have to say, as I really struggle with narrowing down like my favorites. I like the vibes and I like weird things, so I'd be curious to see what you'll have to say. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!